I'm Sebastian, and it's my honor to be here today helping you rid your life of anxiousness and stress. This will help you rewrite your old stories about yourself and find a new pathway to your brightest future. I've been a clinical hypnotherapist helping relieve people of their anxieties and bad habits for over 30 years. Today, I'm going to teach you to remove stress and clutter from your brain in just 3 minutes with the zeroing out technique. I start off all things in life with a purpose, and you should too. Purpose is a blueprint for success. If you want to take back your power, start with a purpose. If you want to get stronger, healthier, smarter, start with a purpose. If you want a better job or relationship, start with a great purpose. Since I started asking for purpose in my life, my peace has amplified. My love has become greater than I could ever imagine, and prosperity, forget about it. I can't even begin to tell you how it's changed. I went from a COVID closure to the #1 hypnotherapy business in Florida, from in debt to abundance in a period of just 2 years, from renting to owning, and I just published a new book. How did I do all of this? It was fairly easy. I just eliminated the negatives and focused in on my next healthy purpose. I've been thinking about the difference between purpose and expectation. If your purpose was as simple as just showing up on time and you got stuck in every red light and then had a flat tire 2 miles away from work in a torrential rain, what then? Would you have an anxiety attack? Listen to this. If your expectation is something that is quite possibly unattainable or unpredictable, then you could very much create stress in the same place as your purpose. Every day, probably 10 times a day, choose your purpose carefully and make sure it's not an expectation. Because when you choose an expectation instead of a purpose, you're setting yourself up for failure. Your mind shows you exactly what upsets you and brings you down emotionally, simply by giving you a bad feeling. Your stress is the indicator that there's something amiss in your life. But how do you listen to this indicator and respond to this call for peace? I'm telling you the truth now. Last year, I was in 3 car accidents. Then I had to go through 3 subsequent spine surgeries, the first of which I lost my speaking and singing voice completely. While that was happening, my mom, my 68-year-old sister Sherry, my 70-year-old brother, and my dog Coco all died. Talk about a year that could have buried me in sadness, pain, and change. How does anyone recover from this kind of pain? This is important to understand because to get to peace where I want you to be, you cannot assume truth from an assumption. Because assumptions always lead to the question, why? The premise of anxiety comes at us at exactly the same time we ask the question, why? Why does 1 + 1 = 2? Why is my partner cheating on me? Why doesn't my mother love me? The process I'm going to teach you today is a clearing process of your brain, like on the computer, when you need to empty your cache to create more space so that it runs quickly and properly. Same thing here in the brain. On the video, you'll see an example of the zeroing out technique. We'll do it together. I'll explain it as we're watching it together. Let's begin. Take your forefinger at the frontal cortex of the brain between your eyebrows, and as you're tapping, say the words, I'm going to change my mind now. I'm going to change my mind now. Then take your one finger out in front of you and open and close your eyes like you're taking a snapshot of that one finger. Then you switch to 2 fingers and you tap above your brow and below your eye at your cheekbone. And this time, as you're thinking, I want you to imagine your powerful future. See yourself doing the very thing that you've struggled with.
Dealing with stress has always been an issue for me. I've spent a countless amount of money and time working on myself with supplements, counseling, organic foods, and lots of exercise. But nothing has really helped me organize the clutter in my brain until I read From 10 to Zen, De-Stress Your Life with the Zeroing Out Technique. In only 3 to 4 minutes, this technique immediately makes me calmer in mind and body. I'm taking back my mind by removing the clutter, and now I'm taking back my life.
Now relax back in your seat and close your eyes. Once you close your eyes, avert your eyes upward to the ceiling. And as you do that, barely open your eyes, just enough to see some light, nothing more. Notice that your eyes begin to blink and you see flashes of light. You want to keep your eyes in that position while we begin a breathing exercise. First, I want you to imagine that there's a beautiful light shining in front of you. It's a golden, powerful, loving light. Also imagine that your eyes are the windows of the soul that are leading to your heart. And as you breathe in, I want you to imagine inviting that light into your eyes through the windows of your soul.